As the great Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I'll be back. We're back. Another episode of 5 Topics of Life. Sparty is with me this morning. We've got plenty of topics to go through. Hopefully we can cure the big influx of questions we've got for Dr. Richie. We even put one out on Twitter this week about your favourite word. Gee, I tell you what, we had a wonderful response. We'll get to those very shortly. But I say a very good morning to my great friend. Well, my daughter called him this morning Spratty, but it was spell checked.
Yeah.
So she wrote back, thanks. He wrote back, thanks, Jeff. Her name's Jess.
Yep.
Here he is. Artie, Sparty.
Oh, morning. Morning, Ricky. How good, if you're in Sydney, is getting this extra hour back today? I got up at 2 o'clock, went through my life, just practiced, and then did it again at 2. Wife wasn't very happy.
It's the old little picture I saw on Instagram or Twitter last night, a picture of Cher. If I could turn back time. Or you can at 3 o'clock this morning, darling.
Exactly.
Just for an hour.
Exactly. Mate, the fans have spoken. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Glenn. Glenn. Leonard, Glenn, Sparty. What should we just Sparty, is it?
Yeah. You can call me whatever you want.
What colour shirt would you say you're wearing this time?
We've had this debate. It's salmon.
Salmon.
As in Rusty. He wouldn't wear it.
He wouldn't wear it.
Mate, the fans have spoken. They want a joke.
And what a joke.
We've missed a couple of weeks of your jokes. They want one. Give us one. Give us one of your best.
Jimmy Maloney's defence. No.
Mate, we're trying to get to his house, not put him off.
I went to the bank yesterday. A lady asked me to check a balance. I pushed her over.
What's that one we're talking
I
about?
bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. My favourite one is a little grit that we got here. I told my girlfriend she drew her eyebrows on too high. She seemed surprised. My boss told me yesterday to have a good day. I went home.
You got to fire off.
But this is my favourite too. You ready?
Yeah.
A woman walked into a library and asked if they had any books about paranoia. The librarian said, "They're right behind you."
Righto. We could do this all day.
My friend said to me, "What rhymes with orange?" I said, "No, it doesn't." I couldn't figure out why the baseball kept getting larger. Then it hit me.
Righto. Come on. Complete maniac. Righto. There it is. Does that make up for lost time? I think it does. Yeah.
A blind man walked into a bar.
Yeah.
A table, a chair, a wall.
It's enough.
I know a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work.
You know what amazes me about this? You're just making them up as you go. They're just all in your head. Oh, it's fantastic. Righto. Come on. What do we got?
My wife accused me of being immature. I told her to get out of my castle.
That's pretty appropriate for us. Pretty appropriate. Righto. Let's go. Here we go. You know what we're going to do with our first one?
What are you doing?
We're going to revisit one that was very popular whenever it was we did the podcast before. And it actually happened to me during the week. I was at a performance. It wasn't a theatre performance. It was more a performance. And you get that, what is it? I think you call it a pregnant pause. When you need someone to lead the clap, to be the first clapper. I'm happy to be the first clapper. But then you got to get the people who stops the clap.
I'll be honest. I like, if I'm the first clapper.
Yeah.
And I start the clap.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
chuffed.
why wouldn't you be?
But I stop early.
So you start early,
I won't be both.
Right. Not all
But
round.
if I start late,
keep it going.
I'll put one in at the end.
Yeah.
Just put one in at the end.
Because it is like when you've appeared in as many local theatre productions as I have and been around, as they say, trodden the boards.
Who says trodden the boards?
I do. As a performer, you like the acknowledgement of it, but people can go too far because you know what sort of performance you put in, don't you? I mean, you know whether it's a minute clap or a.
Are you saying patronising? Is that what
that's
you're looking for?
the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that that it could be that. Yeah, I haven't done my best Leonard Bernstein, if you know what I mean. He wouldn't be proud if he was there. He would have known that I missed a lot of the high notes. Normally I get them. So clap leaders, and it could be at a school function, couldn't it? I've been at school functions with you, and you have led.
At our school function, and there's a lot of smart kids at our schools.
There are. They're brainies.
But I tell you what, there's a couple of... And I'll just say that there have been known to apply for positions on the P&C
Yeah.
that don't fall into our category of let's go down the pub and have a beer.
No, and just the same that we don't fall into their category of let's go down the library and make sure all the books are in the correct order. So, I mean, yin
I
and
tell you
yang.
one thing you do notice at P&C meetings or that,
Yeah.
there's always one, if not two, high pant wearers.
Oh, they're high pant. And what about when the husband is president and the wife is secretary?
I know.
Double clunker, you call that. I mean, that's
and
just...
then the president looks to the secretary before he has an opinion.
Of course he does. And you know who we're... Remember when we were talking about getting the golden ticket as we were talking about it for our local school?
We're going to go for a coup.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we end up at the pub.
Then they said there's 12 meetings. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that.
It's one of those things that from the outside seem like a really good idea. Yeah, exactly. That means we can't go to the pub. So,
my wife ran our primary school P&C for years. Did amazing work.
I bet she did. Yeah. I meant the fundraising. I think that'd be Kay's go.
Well, we fundraised obviously for our charity and raised millions and millions, but we had the knack of the school.
Yeah.
One restaurant locally, who only one out of 40 businesses in that little area, refused to give a $20 voucher to the school.
Yeah.
It's been 8 years since I've been there.
They're on the list.
They're on the list, and rightly so.
I agree. I'd find it very hard.
But you know what we did?
What'd you do?
You've got to be, when you're fundraising, you've got to be resilient. You've got to become a pest. I can do both of that. It's just sad, but that's the way that the world's become. You know, people want to give. You just got to, you feel guilty, but you know you're making a difference and doing the right thing. And with our school, we were one of the last schools to get a fence around it.
Really?
They knocked off the copper pipes from the bubblers 4 times because they're worth money.
Yeah.
And my wife and I and one other lady, I used to. Maybe I might have been at a function and I saw the Premier.
Yep.
And I said to the Premier, "You are feeling and kidding. Your minister doesn't ring." The minister rang the following week. The minister, then our local politician rang, and we had a fence 3 months later.
And what I love about that is that obviously you finally got the government to kick in for the fence, and with the money that you'd raised from the P&C, you just went that little bit further and made an electric fence. And hasn't it kept the bad people out?
Not everyone had the code.
But this next one, was it on Thursday night? Bouncing Bill Shorten.
You're referring to Bill Shorten's budget reply.
Yeah, and I'd come over 17 minutes early to watch the footy with you, so we were watching the end of the budget reply.
Well, I'd watched all of it.
Yeah, there's another topic.
And Bill mentioned cancer a lot, and I tell you, having been a person really affected by a cancer with my brother and other family members over the years, but obviously lose my brother. It was, and I'm not telling you who I'm voting for, but I thought it was a master stroke because it really touched people's heart. And I'm not a Billy fan. I'd rather see Albo up there.
Yeah, I think that'll happen in time.
Or Tanya.
Tanya? You like Tanya?
I just don't like Bill. Bill just looks like I'm going down Parramatta Road looking for a car.
I loved the way he didn't speak proper.
Yeah,
he wasn't speaking proper on purpose.
He finishes. He leaves Thursday. Yeah. He leaves letters out words.
Thursday. And he was trying to relate to the everyday man, wasn't he? What a wanker. Yeah. Anyway, besides that, we were watching, and I, as is usual, I get distracted by the things in the background.
I watched the Liberal. I watched Scott Moe as my phone.
There it is. Oh, that's the president, the Premier as we speak. He's listening.
Gladys, I'll get back to you.
Back in a minute, GB.
Give us a bit of drink. And well, congratulations to Gladys being our Premier.
Yeah, I like Gladys.
My man's the sports minister.
Who's that? I don't follow it.
John Sidoti.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't like me anymore.
And Stewie Ayres got back in, who I'm a fan of.
Yep. Stewie Ayres.
I like to...
Met him on the cutlet night, if I remember correctly.
You did
with his lovely wife.
The last night that young Sparty and I were invited into the chairman's at Penrith.
Yep.
And Sparty made a mockery of the cutlets.
And it will be the last night. Let's just say.
They were nice cutlets. I had the dumplings covered.
It's normally a bit of a giveaway when you've had 22. Yeah.
And someone, because when there was enough food to feed an army, and two people come back in and say, Brian, I was disappointed with the lack of food tonight. He said, what do you mean?
That bloke over there. Who is he anyway?
Anyway, you're talking about nodders.
Nodders.
If you ever watch a parliamentary speak, even when anyone's speaking, there's people that are positioned behind.
Yeah.
And I think the two people we spoke about for the Labor Party, I think they were paid actors.
Well, I've tried to do a little bit of research to actually put a name to what we were calling left shoulder lady and moustache man. Now,
well, moustache man was left shoulder.
No, as we look front on. I was just about to clarify that.
Okay.
As you were looking at the screen,
television screen, but don't say right. You just say right or left.
Okay.
Because otherwise, the shoulder.
You turn it around, and it'd be a Okay.
Anyway,
so on his
left,
left,
the bloke at the back had the
there was a bloke at the back who looked like Stifler's dad.
He had the
No, that was a lady. She had the removable bag on as a jacket.
Yeah, the removal bag
as a jacket. Yeah, removable bag / picnic rug. Anyway, the lady on his left was nodding. I'm not your favourite one. I'm not saying she's a world champion,
but she's in the final.
Oh, she was in the final,
and she held herself because I reckon she come out and put 4 on him out of the gate.
But she was triple nodding though. It wasn't just one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we had to clarify it. But her and the moustache man were looking at the camera to nod, and then he made a little bit of a run.
He did, yeah.
But then when Bill got into a few of the better points for him, she just went to a new level. And I clocked off at 79. She led 79-31.
Yeah.
I think when I asked,
you did.
Took back to the football, she put a space in the other. She was every point Billy Shorten made. She gave a triple nod
and a smile. She can nod and smile at the same time.
The professional bloke with the moustache, he never smiled.
Do you reckon they're hired actors, do you?
I reckon they're hired actors because at the end, everyone else congratulated them. Everyone else was walking with Billy. Yeah. Those two were left by themselves. Yeah. I don't think anyone knew them.
What about Billy when he was working the room and he finally went over to his wife, whose name escapes me?
It's the old
I know daughter, someone, her, Chloe. What about the public display affection? PDA. It was Pash.com. It reminded me of a blue light disco outside the ladies' toilets. Didn't you see it? She's wearing the green dress.
Bad enough thinking about my wife and I.
He went downtown.
I thinking about Bill and his missus.
I wasn't thinking about either. I was talking about him giving her a kiss.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Nowadays,
that's awkward, isn't it? Anyway, out of our listeners,
I'll tell you one thing. Yep. I suspect that someone's been adding some soil to my garden.
Yep.
The plot thickens.
This will go on all day. Now, so what have we done? What have we done? Where are we up to? Oh, I've lost track. On yesterday, I decided. You know how I love words. The English language is not my best friend, but it's in the top 3.
My favourite word.
Yeah. What's yours?
My favourite word.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, you do use outstanding a lot. Outstanding.
Oh, please.
Yeah, outstanding. And with that intonation. So what I thought, I'd throw it out there. Do you know what, by the way, just as an aside.
You said with my what?
What was it? Huh? Intonation. It's how you say it.
Yes, I know, but it was just... I didn't expect it here.
I'm just expressing my love of words, Richard.
I didn't expect to hear it from you.
By the way, just before we get on this, where's Tobias? Can you tell me what's happened to him?
Yes, I can tell you that Tobias is overseas.
What's he doing?
He sent me a message the other day saying he was going away with 2 blokes and a girl from university.
Right.
If I'm not right, I'll go and...
Oh, was it Brian? Is he with Brian or are they talking again?
No, Brian. Yeah, Brian went.
Yeah.
Brian, Tobias, Sel.
Sel?
Sel, I'm not sure his real name.
I reckon it might be Selwyn.
Might be, but it's Sel. He calls himself Sel. And
Geraldine.
No, it wasn't Geraldine. Geraldine didn't go. I can tell you that it wasn't Geraldine. It was Sky. Sky. Now, Sky went to school with Heaven.
Is she Sky Knight and Heaven Knight?
No, but Sky. She's a nice girl.
Right. Anyway, so anyway,
they've gone to Croatia.
Right.
The islands around Croatia.
As far as I'm concerned, he can stay there. He didn't let me know
he
he's
told
going.
me that he won't have internet access, but when he does, he said, I'll send some tweets out.
Oh, yeah, good on him. Yeah.
He said his best.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Jeez, I'm angry. All right, I'm going to give you some words, Rich.
Yeah.
Vacillate. That was from Marty.
Vacillate.
Vacillate.
That sounds like a thing you do privately.
No, that's a different thing.
Oh, different is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Vacillate is what you do, is the word you use, whether you decide you're going to do that.
Oh, right. And I'd say that you do it well if you're vacillating it.
When I was growing up, I vacillated a lot. Vacillate Marty. This was from Marty. This was thrown in because it's a very splitting word. It's called the word moist. Thank you, Phoebe. Plethora, meaning?
Plethora. That was what the doctor left in.
Yeah.
Sadly, made a mistake when we had our first child.
No. Nearly.
What was that?
That's called the placenta.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Plethora
So
is a lot.
Oh, you mean
jokes.
plethora?
Yeah, I say plethora. Where were you raised?
Plethora.
Where were you raised?
Battlersville. What
Queen Street, Queen Street, Campbelltown. It's plethora, mate.
It's not plethora.
Geez, you're popular this morning. You want to get a few more messages?
It's not plethora. It's plethora.
Anyway, Ben Walker.
What are you?
Ben Walker, you put plethora forward. Please confirm. Rambunctious. You're a rambunctious chap, Richard.
Rambunctious. That means rough.
Rambunctious. Verbose, if you will. Remember Harold
There's
Bishop?
another word.
Harold Bishop off Neighbours? He was verbose and rambunctious.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I ever saw an episode of Neighbours.
Yes, you did. You would have.
I don't think I did.
Ever.
I had three brothers, mate. We grew up. We never watched.
Hey, man, I had two. I was there. Can't always watch chances.
I'd never watched Home and Away until obviously become friends with Johnny Ruffo, the great man.
Your man.
And then Ruffo used to come in, pick the girls up from school and sit on the lounge.
Yeah.
And they only started watching Home and Away because
Of him.
of Johnny was on it.
I remember I walked in and saw him one day and he asked, I asked him for his autograph. Gargantuan.
That's where he hasn't been back.
There's another one. Gargantuan. You're a gargantuan.
Does that mean
Personality.
something to do with big?
Yeah, you have a gargantuan personality,
Large?
and I have a gargantuan
So if
want.
I said I've got a gargantuan calf,
Yeah, that works. I have a gargantuan want of cutlets. Recalcitrant. That Paul Keating. Whenever I see that word recalcitrant, I think of Paul Keating.
you know what? In all my favourite ever politicians in Australia,
Yeah, he's there.
he's my
I
favourite.
got him number one.
You know, he just his delivery.
Yeah.
He made Shane Warne like he couldn't.
He couldn't bowl a wrong one.
He couldn't bowl. He couldn't bowl a ball.
Yeah.
His delivery was the best, and he was. Oh, I do you slowly. Oh.
Yeah. You always felt that he was one step ahead of the game.
People say, "Oh, politicians are arrogant." If I'm the prime minister and you're not arrogant, I want to know why.
Why? Yeah.
You're number one.
People say that he used to vacillate a plethora amount of time and then became quite rambunctious when he was going to use the word recalcitrant.
Right, next
Precipice.
Precipice.
Yes.
On the cusp. Is that right?
Cusp. Great word.
Cusp.
Two words combining.
On
Thank
the
you.
cusp.
Thank you, PV. And PV, we haven't given him a rap. He's the bloke. He brought us together.
Is he that little short fat fella?
He's got bald and a moustache. Not sure if he's fat, but he brought us together. He was the one that said, you blokes should get together. And look how far we've come. Facetious. And I wasn't being facetious then, Peter. Van Dien or PV. I wasn't being facetious.
Yeah. Not facetious, means?
It means it's like you're being a smart ass, basically. You know what I mean? You just... But in a facetious, quiet way. That's from Fudpacker. By the way, a little update on Fudpacker.
Yeah.
He has now decided to hook up with his girlfriend's mum's best friend. The ex-husbands are happy about it, as are the children. So his new son is 3 years older than him. That works. Well done, Fudpacker.
A mate of mine used to be... Now, let me get this right. His eldest kid, he was the uncle to.
Yep.
But also his stepfather.
That's
and he
just
played
weird.
for New South Wales State of Origin.
I wonder if he ever went...
Oh, there's a little trivia kid.
Give me initials. You know I love initials.
No, I can't. No,
fair enough.
No,
Yeah. In the vault?
In the vault.
Yeah.
But he was because they're not together anymore anyway, but his brother was with this lady. They had had a kid.
Right.
They broke up because my man made first grade.
Yeah.
My man then was in with her, so therefore, and they had kids, but now he's finished.
He was the stepfather to his...
To his stepfather and also the uncle.
So imagine if you're having problems in the relationship and you thought...
Go and see your uncle.
I know who'll help this.
Who? Who's on first?
Oh, yeah. So you're in the car just talking to yourself going, look, as an uncle, what would you do if you were me? Well, as your stepfather.
Don't tell your stepfather.
You know what all this whole conversation is? Preposterous.
His old man's one of the funniest blokes.
Yeah.
The footballer's dad, old man. His old man used to get kicked out of the Leafs club for doing his party trick of...
oh, right. Yeah, with his... Gina Tale. Yeah, right.
He used to live on a houseboat that sunk every fortnight.
Right.
It did.
Anyway, I get on to my favourite word, which describes this whole segment, preposterous. I love the word preposterous. It's my word. Always loved it. Right. Are you comfortable?
I am very comfortable.
You got your white jacket on? Are you ready?
Why did the old man fall in the well? Because he couldn't see that well.
No, that's ordinary. You've let yourself down
We're
there.
better than that, aren't we? We're better than that.
Yeah.
What did one hat say to the other? You stay here, I'll go ahead.
No. Righto, stop.
Come on.
Dr. Richie, are you ready?
I'm ready. Dr. Richie's in the house.
Okay, now this is one that's a little bit close to home for me because recently Brother Griff has become a grandfather and we've got a bouncing baby boy who's a gorgeous little fella in the family. Now,
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I look back at my kids and I thought they were the most beautiful babies in the world. When I was at the hospital, I used to think,
I still do.
I used to look at other kids.
Yeah,
I used to look
you
at
got
other
nothing.
kids and say, God, I wish I was glad I'm their parent. Look how gorgeous my baby is.
Yeah.
I look back at my baby photos of the kids. I shake my head and think I must have been on the piss. They're gorgeous now, but geez, they were scared of police dogs as babies.
They were. Anyway, so as fulfilling his grandfather roles, he's been taking little fella out for walks, etc. And he's noticed that it draws quite a bit of attention from ladies with the cute baby and wanting to talk to him. Now, you've seen and met Griff. No, you've seen and met Griff, right?
Yeah. Griff would scare a police dog.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
and he'd admit that.
I'm not telling Griff nothing he doesn't know.
Doesn't already know, correct. However, and for that very reason, he's getting a little bit of attention from ladies. And he wants to know, is it okay to get a T-shirt printed saying, I'm his grandfather, not his dad, and I'm single? I.e., can he cash in?
Griff, I think if you got that T-shirt, the attention would stop. What I'd be thinking your T-shirt would be saying, yes, it's my kid. I'm still firing at my age.
Do you want proof? Okay, you reckon that's it?
Yeah.
That's why you're the doctor.
Exactly right. There's a response for Dr. Richie. What was it? It was an outstanding bit of advice.
It was unreal, basically.
Yes, it's my kid.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm still firing at my age.
Yeah, okay.
And on the back?
Yeah. Phone number.
Address.
Phone number. Text me.
Knock twice.
Come through
Enter at
rear.
your own will.
Come through the rear. Okay. Seinfeld. There's been every time I
Have
turn.
you noticed that you've led this episode?
Oh well, yeah. You're just. I don't want to mess you up because you got all your jokes in your head. They're outstanding.
No.
I mean, how can you recall all those? You go with Seinfeld. I don't want to tread on your toes, man.
What Seinfeld character would you think would be an outstanding racing car driver?
You know why I got this? Because every time I turn on the TV now, there's a race car. Geez, they're popular, aren't they? People love racing.
Well, I told you, my wife's a rev head.
Yeah.
She's
I know.
and I must admit, we're sent a cheerio out to my wife. We're almost at 18 months of happy marriage.
Yep.
Not bad out of 20 years.
Do you reckon she's ever going to get sick of that?
She doesn't like the joke I tell because my wife's name's Kay. When I tell people that parents couldn't think of a name, they just chose a letter. She doesn't see that's funny.
She doesn't.
I think she might have once. A mate of mine, Mav, loves it.
Yeah, I do too, but I went into no man's land. Remember I asked you, is the sister's name Elle? I shouldn't have said that.
Kay's elder sister passed away 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the other
Karen,
sister. Yeah, she's
and the other
lovely.
sister is not to be mentioned.
Oh, really?
.au.
In the club. My racing car driver, it's a no-brainer. Star of Everybody Loves Raymond, who had a cameo in Seinfeld as the Saab mechanic.
Ah, Robert.
Robert. Brad Garrett, real name. Tony, character in Seinfeld. Decided Jerry wasn't looking after his Saab the way you should, so he just took it and pissed off.
What was in the boot?
Wasn't that Thumb Man?
No,
was that another episode?
What was in the boot? Of
Oh, the golf clubs.
The golf club.
JFK's golf clubs that Peterman bought. Yeah, so I'm going with him. Real name, Brad Garrett. Tony in the show. He'd be a good racing car driver. Have to be a supercar, though, because he's about 7 foot tall. Couldn't be one of those.
Yeah, he's a
Formula
big
ones.
man. Yeah, I can't see him as a good driver.
Oh, he drove well in that show.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Well, you know what?
And he
I
could
was
fix
thinking
it.
of so many different characters. And I don't know the name of this character. But it was the bloke who had his hand broken
Yeah.
that George and Danny Tarterfield followed.
Oh,
For 50
he's a baseball player.
Yeah, Danny Tarterfield was in the passenger seat. They were supposed to be going to,
That's right.
of course, the
And
telephone.
they thought he gave him the bird, didn't he?
And George it took George 50 miles to catch up to him because the bloke stopped at the petrol station.
That's right.
And he says, "That Danny Tarterfield." He said, "Yeah." He said, "You gave me the finger." And then he showed him his hand and had a cast of.
So that
And
bloke.
that bloke is my driver because George, who can drive, as we've seen when they're going up to
When they burnt the cabin down.
when they go to the cabin,
Yeah.
which was Bubble Boys episode.
Correct. Moops.
It took them 50 miles to catch him only because he pulled over for petrol.
That's right.
So that bloke's an outstanding driver.
So he had him right up his clacker the whole time. Didn't bother him.
No, George, he couldn't see him. He only caught him because of the petrol station.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, episode 10, done and dusted. You got one more joke before we go?
No more jokes. Jimmy Maloney, if you're out there, and Robbie Farah. We're going to bring Jimmy and Robbie together.
All right.
We might do an outside broadcast with both of them.
Where are we going to do it at?
And then I'm going to have to get. Then I might get a couple of. I might get Dale Thomas, Daisy Thomas.
Love Dale. He plays for
the Pies.
Yeah, the Pies. Yeah.
He's gone back.
Yeah. He used to be at the
What was he, Carlton?
Yeah, with
You don't know where he is there.
with Stephen Svengali. Loved him. His wife's work on Sale the Central was unreal. I have no idea. I go to the AFL, look at the umpires. That's it. Full stop.
Let me tell you, he's a good fella, Daisy.
Yeah.
He's done a few things for me that have helped certain people.
Good on him.
And he's sure. That's what we might have to do a rugby league outside broadcast and an AFL outside
We'll
broadcast.
call it the orgy. It's like an orgy, a gathering. That doesn't always mean sexual connotations, orgy.
Doesn't
Orgy is a gathering of folk.
Is it?
Yeah, so we're going to have an orgy.
Well, I've been part of that a lot of times then. I used to say I've never been part of an orgy, but now I can say I have.
Exactly.
A gathering.
Of folk.
But
Goes back to...
if it meant the other thing.
Oh, no, we don't do that.
Never been part of that.
No way, me either.
I'm not an orgy person,
No.
like Jerry.
A non-orgia.
Jerry knocked it back. A menage a trois, you might call it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. That's episode 10, 5 Topics of Life. Get us on social media at 5 Topics of Life or at Sparty Talk back at Richie, please. Have a great week, everybody.
See ya.